Hi everyone, before we begin the video, I just want to let you know that this is the 7th video in this Python course I'm doing for children aged 10 to 16. I will be teaching students how to code in Python in an easy and fun way. To check out the previous video, click the banner on the top right corner or check out the video description below. I hope you enjoy. In the last video, we talked about the many different arithmetic operations we can use with integers and floats, including addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exponentation, and remainder. In this video, I will teach you how to ask the person using your code something. The command we will primarily be using today is the input command. The input command looks like this with the parentheses after it. The parentheses are a place where we can input a string to signify what we want the user to input. Basically, we put the question as a string within the parentheses. I'm going to go ahead and ask a simple question, such as what is your name, in the input command. When asking a question within the input command, I'm going to make sure to put a space afterwards so that there is a space between the question when the user answers it. Next, we can run our command and see what happens. As you can see, when we run our code, the question we put in the parentheses shows up, and if we click in the box to the left, we can input our own response to the question like this. Since we have no other code, nothing happens, but let's write some other code to make something happen. Let's first of all set the input command to a variable called name. That way, whatever the user inputs will be saved onto a variable to use later. We can do this just by setting any other variable, by using the equal sign. Now, just add a print command for that variable to see what is on it. As you can see, when we hit run, we can input what we want, and then the computer will type out what we inputted. This may seem useless, but this can be taken to the next level to create code that does all sorts of things. I'm going to code my own personal version of Siri using input commands. You can follow along or just watch as I go. The first thing I want to do is have Siri introduce themselves, so I will write a quick multi-line string to print. Next, I'm going to create an input command asking for the person's name. I will assign this to the variable name. Now, I will continue Siri's message to the user. I will use an F string since it is easier than using concatenation in this particular situation. Since I'm using all caps for Siri's text, I will utilize the .upper command to make whatever the user inputted automatically capital. Next, I will ask for the user's age. Lastly, add one final message from Siri. Now let's run the code and see what happens. As you can tell, the input command is extremely useful and is an integral part of programming in Python. Alright guys, so in this video we learned about using the input command to ask the user of our code a question and get an answer to then assign to a variable. In the next video we'll learn about if statements, which we can use to sort the answers we receive from input commands.